Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the forecast discussion for February 22nd, 2014. It's currently 10:52 a.m. It almost feels like spring. Almost. You still have snow in the air, but it's clear skies. Temperatures are in the lower to mid 40s over the interior, lower to mid 40s over the New York City metropolitan area, mid 40s in the Philadelphia metropolitan area, and lower 50s along the New Jersey coast. Somebody in southern New Jersey today will hit 60 degrees, I think. We have a nice southwesterly wind, clear skies. The snow is melting rapidly, creating puddles all over the place. But considering that we're already at 53 degrees at 10:53 a.m., it would not be surprised if somebody somewhere in Gloucester County or Atlantic County, Cape May County, could potentially push to about 58 to 60 degrees by this afternoon. In which then I would like a fruit basket from those people because they've been complaining about the snow. So hey, I gave you the warm air, a little gift, a little something nice. The rest of us though, still very comfortable day, very nice day. Temperatures in the lower to mid 50s throughout the entire region. Upper 40s to lower 50s over the northern interior where we have like over 2 feet of snow there. It's going to be a little bit harder to warm up in those locations with an ice box basically on your lawn. But it will be nice today. It's going to feel like a heat wave compared to what we've been dealing with. So I say get out there and enjoy. After you watch this video, because you have to watch the video, go outside the rest of the day and enjoy the weather. Because unfortunately, it's not going to last all that much longer. So today's going to be absolutely beautiful. When we take a look at the radar, hey, not much really going on. We have a little bit of lake effect action over here in northern New York. Will have no impact on us whatsoever. Clear and dry all the way back into the Ohio River Valley with very comfortable weather conditions. Even back to the Tennessee River Valley and the Gulf of Mexico. On the infrared satellite picture, you can see pretty much clear skies in control. We have a few disturbances here and there, but not really much of a big deal. For today and for tomorrow, tranquil conditions can be expected. Tomorrow night into Monday, a little bit different. See this low pressure system right here? Well, a little bit more colder air is going to be on the way, and it's going to move through the region and produce the potential for some rain and snow. I'm going to explain to you why we're not expecting a significant accumulation with this first disturbance, even though it looks significant if you just look at 850 millibars. Now, on the water vapor satellite picture, you can kind of see where we're setting up here, okay? Right now, we have a nice flow from west to east, and that's transporting a very nice Pacific air mass throughout the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan areas. In fact, we're getting new data right now, and there it is. See, same thing. You have a nice little trough here, a little bit of a dip, and it just keeps on going straight to the east coast, and then you got a nice trough or upper level low over here in the Canadian Maritimes and over the Hudson Bay. Now, here's what we're setting up here. Right now, Pacific flow, temperatures in the 50s, very nice. What happens is that this sets up as our new polar vortex. The ridge starts to build over the west, more of a northwesterly flow by Sunday night into Monday. First cold front moves through, transports some colder air. Then we start to get a string of disturbances from the Arctic dropping south and creating havoc for us by midweek. That's basically the whole setup here. And you can thank this powerful low pressure system right here that's spinning around the Hudson Bay, setting up as our new polar vortex. No, it's not the end of the world, but it is pretty strong. And it's going to create some complications for us as we move on through midweek. So let's take a look at the latest model guidance. So we're going to start with the European model guidance from the Penn State EWOL website. I'm going to start with this evening. Now notice, here's our polar vortex, but notice how broad this trough is. So you end up with a pattern where you get the Pacific air mass coming in from, well, the Pacific all the way through to the United States. Now notice the fine change we see by tomorrow. By tomorrow, this ridge is established a little bit more, and the flow, the atmospheric pattern, shifts more from a west to east to a northwest to southeast. And that transports the colder air south. Now, for today and for tomorrow, absolutely beautiful, high pressure and control, temperatures in the lower to mid 50s over the interior, mid to upper 50s along the coast. Someone again today and tomorrow is going to hit 60 degrees. I think it's going to be in southwestern New Jersey or somewhere in southern New Jersey. Low temperatures, mid to upper 30s. So this is going to allow us to melt off really nicely, not give it any chance to refreeze. So black ice is a little bit of a problem, especially in shades and untreated roadways, but everyone's going to be able to melt. So that's absolutely perfect and beautiful. One word of caution, watch out for your roofs. If you haven't had a chance to clear off some of that snow, you might be dealing with some leaks and some damage there, so use some caution. Now here we are by Monday. Now by Monday, we have colder air come in. I'm going to show you the latest NAM model guidance because there's a lot of talk about Monday morning producing a significant snowfall. Not the case. Here's why. 850 millibars, I'm going to show you, let's backtrack here. Here we are on Sunday. Look, it's temperatures in the 50s. Someone's going to touch 60 degrees. Look at that, right here in southern Jersey. This is the latest NAM model guidance here. Now, here's the problem with forecasting a significant snowfall. First, boundary layer is very warm. Okay, so ahead of this storm, the surface is very warm. By the time we get to this cold front dropping south and this disturbance moving through, here we are at around 11 p.m. See some moisture starting to develop. Now notice the 850 millibar temperatures are all falling below zero. So you're thinking, hey, snow. The problem is that the surface is kind of lagging. The freezing line is all the way back in central Pennsylvania and over New England. And along the coast it's in the 40s. So that by the time you get to this cold front dropping south and you start getting significant snowfall, yeah, temperatures are cooling, but not enough. And so what you end up with is a lot of snow in the air, not a lot of accumulation. So as this disturbance is dropping south and as we do get colder, look for snow accumulation to eventually take hold, but really not all that much. 1 to 3 inches, maybe a 1/4 inch somewhere around northeastern New Jersey and northern New Jersey. Your best potential for over 3 inches is really right in this area right here. Okay? Other than that, I really don't expect a lot out of this because the boundary layer temperatures are rather warm and we're going to be dealing with an environment where colder has to come in order for snow to accumulate and stick. And usually in those events, it's not always the most optimal situation to support a significant snowfall. But you could see 1 to 3 inches, mostly on grassy surfaces, on cold surfaces. So not a big deal going into Monday morning. Might be a little bit more of a nuisance with the rush hour, but other than that, not the most significant situation to deal with. Now, if the cold air was already in place, different story. But in this case, unlike other cases this winter, temperatures are going to be near 60 degrees before this cold front moves through. So you have to have a lot of cooling, and that takes time. And it just isn't enough time to cool the atmosphere enough to support a more significant snowfall, like a 5 or 7 inch snowfall, like some people were suggesting. I could go at 1 to 3 though. I could go with that, mostly on cold surfaces. Now, that exits, and that kind of lays the boundary for Tuesday night into Wednesday. And so for Tuesday night into Wednesday, a little bit different situation. We're dealing with a disturbance coming in from the Arctic, so it really isn't that well sampled. So there's a lot of volatility in the forecast. But the key point here is that we have a disturbance diving south. We have some blocking here. We have our polar vortex locked in the right position. And we have plenty of moisture coming in from the subtropical jet stream. You combine those two factors and you end up with the potential for a moderate to potentially significant snowfall for the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan areas. We really have to watch this disturbance. We've been down this road before where these disturbances dive south. They're not really that well sampled. They tap into just a little bit of moisture, and before you know it, you get a quote-unquote surprise 4 to 8 inches of snow, or surprise 6 to 12 inches of snow. It's not a surprise. It's just that we don't really have a good handle on how strong these disturbances are. So we've been through this game before. Watch out Tuesday night into Wednesday. I think that is the potential for a significant snowfall for this upcoming week. And unfortunately, I would not be surprised if someone touches a foot of snow out of this storm if everything lines up just right. And let me just show you what could go wrong here. For example, this disturbance could end up a little bit further north, closer to the polar vortex, and so therefore really not that bad because it doesn't tap into the moisture brewing down here in the Gulf of Mexico. Another aspect is that the polar vortex is a little bit further south, and this gets suppressed to the south and really doesn't become anything significant until it's well out into the Atlantic. Or 3, the disturbance is actually weaker than what's even being shown in the model guidance, on which then it's not a big deal. Now, the third option, quite frankly, we haven't seen all winter, but I wanted to throw it out there. So, we have to watch out for Tuesday night into Wednesday. It could be a significant event. We really do need more model data, but from experience through this winter and the way I've been forecasting, don't be surprised if this storm is more significant on Tuesday night into Wednesday, and watches and warnings start going up on Monday morning for this storm. So it's certainly something to watch. Now, the rumor about the big storm coming up for later in the week, well, as I said, don't jump to conclusions. And for now, it doesn't look like the disturbances are going to interact because we have way too much energy coming into the West Coast. So this becomes a non-factor. Again, we have to watch it. We have to get the first storm out of the way and the second storm out of the way. Once we get those two out of the way, we get a better handle on this 500 millibar pattern and what could be brewing over here off the southeast coast. But right now, it does not look like a big deal. But hey, if you missed that one, guess what? There's another one right on its tail that could end up being the same type of situation, but blocking over the northern Atlantic, a somewhat decent ridge, nice disturbance over the Gulf Coast, and a polar disturbance right on its tail. It's going to be a busy couple of weeks for me, unfortunately, as this pattern continues to play itself out. So, for the rest of the week, just to recap, we'll go back here. Warm today and tomorrow, and get out and enjoy it. Monday, rain, snow mix. Monday afternoon, look for temperatures in the mid to upper 30s for highs. Back to reality, sorry. Tuesday and Wednesday, temperatures ranging from the upper teens to mid 20s for lows. Mid 30s for highs. Not too bad. Watch out for Wednesday for the snowfall. Could be a significant one. And then on Thursday and Friday, high pressure and control, temperatures in the mid-teens to lower 20s for lows, and upper 20s to lower 30s for highs. Could be a few mid-30s down towards Atlantic City as well. So we end out next week on a very cold note, and then we'll watch out to see what exactly happens with this storm. Again, it looks like because this comes onto the West Coast that this misses, but if this is delayed, which honestly really isn't out of the realm of possibility, and this disturbance and this disturbance interact just at the right time, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be digging out quite a bit on March 1st. But timing, as always, is key, so we have to watch it and see how it evolves. That is your forecast discussion for today. I'm your meteorologist, Stephen DiMartino. Follow the latest weather information at nynjpaweather.com and nynjpaweather on Twitter, Facebook, Google+, and LinkedIn. Have a wonderful day, and as always, stay safe out there. Now, go outside and have some fun.